Hello and welcome to That Astro Chick, episode 13. I'm back, guys. This is the first podcast I've done in over, 8 months. It's been a long time. Maybe not 8 months. I did film when I lived in Arlington, so maybe more like 6 or 5 months, but it's been a minute, right? So what I'm going to do with this podcast, I'm going to upload this podcast to Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, I believe, and I'm also going to upload this on YouTube. If you're a visual person and you want to see me while I'm doing this podcast, you can go ahead and tune in here. So hi to everyone that's on my channel, what's up? And hi to everybody that's tuning into this on Anchor. Thank you so much for your support. Today, I am doing a podcast on this topic that has changed my life. And I'm not just saying that, my life has drastically changed since I started tuning into this secret in my astrology chart. So if you booked a chart reading with me, you already know what I'm about to say. You already know. I'm going to talk about the part of fortune because I always focus on this aspect every chart reading I do because I believe it can change your life, as well as all the other aspects, the rising, the moon, the sun, the Venus. But this one, I've seen it because I put it in action, right? So settle in, get comfy, grab some water, grab some hot cocoa, get your snacks, or get your some mango, some fruit because the moon's in Virgo, and let's chill. Part of fortune in Aries. I have my part of fortune in Aries, but before I get into that, what is your part of fortune? What the heck is that? What does that mean, right? Your part of fortune is a mathematical equation in your chart. This is where your sun, your moon, and rising intersect at this little point. In this little point, they are the most compatible. They are the most harmonious. So I'll give you an example. I am a Scorpio rising, Aquarius sun, Virgo moon. Where my Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo meet in the middle is my part of fortune. Your part of fortune, if utilized, will bring you the most fortune in life, the most luck, the most abundance, the most joy, and you will feel the most fulfilled once you start to follow the characteristics of whatever sign your part of fortune is in. Okay, so my part of fortune is an Aries. So whenever I start embodying the characteristics of Aries, my life drastically changed. I get more luck. I get more abundance. Everything flows. Everything's easy. Kind of imagine it, Lucky Tuesday, right? You wake up in the morning and your mom sends you $5, and then you go downstairs and your sister makes you a sandwich, and then you go outside and it's perfect weather, and then your favorite YouTuber comes on, you watch your favorite video, and then your friend brings you dessert, and then, I just always think about food. And you're in that flow state, right? When you're having a lucky Tuesday, everything's just going. Everything's just so easy, effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. It just comes to you. That's what it's like when you're living in your part of fortune, when you're following this. So for me, I'm going to talk all about my part of fortune, Aries, how I discovered this, some steps that I took, and how my life changed once I started doing it. So Aries, what is Aries? Aries is the first zodiac sign out of the 12 zodiacs. It's number 1. Aries is ruled by Mars. What is Mars? Mars is the god of war. Mars is a warrior. Mars is masculine energy. Mars is the front liner. Think of it as in the military, they're on the front line. Man, now I can't think of the word. Of course, they're the front liners. There's the cavalry, and then there's the air above. Infantry. Yeah, infantry. So Aries is the infantry. They're at the very front. They are the leaders. They are fiery. They are fearless. They are optimistic, but they are also selfish in the best possible way. Because I know there's a lot of negative connotations when people say selfish, right? In society, we say this is bad. Aries knows that the more selfish you are, the more you fill your own cup and put yourself first, the more the water trickles down and you can help others. If you're selfless like Pisces, which no hate to Pisces, I love this, I'm on the cusp of Pisces myself. But if the shadow side of that is when you help everyone, put everyone's needs above yourself, you become sick. Your mental health suffers, and then you can't help anyone. So Aries knows this already. Aries says, I'm going to put my needs first. I'm going to put my wants first because then I'm happy, then I'm succeeding, then I'm fulfilled, and then I can help way more people. I have more energy to invest in others. So when you have your part of fortune at Aries, you should embody Aries characteristics. You should start something. You should go after something alone. It's very blessed with your part of fortune in Aries to travel. You get the most fortune from travel, from doing things alone, from starting things, starting projects, starting collaboration, starting your own business, going into a new career thing by yourself. Because Aries is the self. They're alone. They're the leader. They're the lone wolf. Aries doesn't know how they're going to get somewhere, but they jump without seeing. Aries just says, you know what? I don't know how we're going to get there, but I want to go from A to B. So I'm going to figure it out along the way. I'm going to figure out. Aries is very learning in the moment, right? I think of Aries. If someone's trying to teach you how to fish in a school, they're like, okay, let's practice in the pool first. Aries comes in as a teacher, like, nah, bro, let's go out into the lake. The best experience is life. The best teacher is life, right? So Aries is going to teach you through life, and Aries learns through experiment, through trial and error. One of my really great friends, he's also a YouTuber, he has his son in Aries, and he told me, I was like, how do you tap into this, man? Like, tell me everything about it, because I got so much luck already. And he said, oh, well, I just look at life like an experiment, right? When you go into life and you don't know what's going on, you're going to make some mistakes, but you're also going to succeed, and you're going to learn through that life experience. Okay, I did this. This worked when I stayed here. This didn't work when I stayed here. Okay, this worked when I collaborated. This didn't work if I waited. You pick it all up through life experience, but you have to be brave and fearless to do this, and then it's beneficial, in the long term. You know what to do, right? So with the part of fortune Aries, you got to hop in there and you got to figure it out on the way. It sounds scary. It sounds terrifying. It terrified my Virgo moon to just be so impulsive, like jump out there like, what? But I also realized with my part of fortune Aries, I started using a law of assumption. And this really helped if you have your part of fortune Aries and you're a little bit hesitant about this energy, if you have a lot of earth in your chart or water. Start using the law of assumption to assume your fire characteristics. I have my Mars in Leo. I have my part of fortune in Aries. I'm actually, what? What was that word? I'm actually a Leo moon inside real astrology. My Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. That's 4 Mars sign energy. Start to associate yourself as a fire sign. I'm an Aries. What would an Aries do? I'm a Leo. What would a Leo do? I'm a Scorpio. What would a Scorpio do, right? I'm a leader. What would a leader do? And I started just rebuilding my life. I took a break. I was staying with friends for a little bit and really kind of depending on others a lot, and waiting and doing so much waiting for people, waiting. And then I realized, you know what? I've done this before. I've went on my own way. I went to Nashville before and I moved there for short, and it ended up being really cool. I didn't stay, but it ended up being pretty cool. So let me just go off by myself and see what happens. Let me just leave completely. Leave all this behind and do my own thing and invest solely in my business and put everything to the side and invest in my career and reach out to someone to collaborate and start a new service on Etsy and write this book and go into acting. So I started to do that and I started to see my life transform. I'm going to say also the part of fortune Aries, you're the first. You have to initiate. You often have to forge a path. And I did this there's this app called Clubhouse. It's an exclusive app. You have to actually get an invite code on it to get on it. But I did because I was in that law of assumption. I collaborate with people. I'm very easygoing. And I had a friend, really wonderful woman, Christella, send it to me. When I got on Clubhouse, my life was just disappointing at that time. It was disappointing. And I was not happy with where it was. So I was so low in that moment. I got on Clubhouse and I said, fuck it. I'm going to introduce myself. Even though I don't like to be first. I don't like to introduce myself. I enjoy my privacy. I prefer other people take the lead, but fuck it. I've tried everything else. Nothing's working. I'm going to introduce myself on here as an actress, as a writer, as a YouTuber, and see what happens. When I did that, very little effort on my point. The only thing that was blocking me was my mind and my fear. Once I did that, I was met with a lot of happiness. I was met with people following me, enthusiasm. The LGBTQ community was supporting me. A lady showed me how to write my book, and I got a book proposal from her. She said, come to me when you're ready. When it's written, I'll help you out. I got 2 things. I also had a girl named Mia reach out to me and say she wanted to collaborate. And I forgot about it. Then I emailed her about a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was last week. And she booked an interview with me. So now I'm going to be on her channel. Now I'm going to be, and she interviewed me on, it's crazy, skills of being a leader, leadership. So this came to me because I embodied the Aries quality. I did not wait for an introduction. I did not wait till I felt good enough. I did not wait till I was qualified. I'm getting tingles saying that. I went for it. I didn't know what was going to happen. Part of Fortune Aries, you also have to throw yourself in the unknown. You can't be in control. You can't know what's going to happen next. Maybe a little bit, maybe you have a general idea of where you're going or what you're doing, but when you don't fucking know what's going to happen, and then that's that moment you say, you know what, I don't care. Nothing else has worked. I'm going to try this. That's when you're met with the most success. The second thing I want to talk about, Aries part of Fortune, I realized that I actually could provide for myself with my business, with my Etsy shop. Your part of Fortune Aries, the opposite of Aries is Libra. Libra is all about harmony. It's all about peace. It's all about asking for advice. Libra wants everyone to get along, as they should. But Libra, sometimes they put other people's needs before themselves. They ask for too much advice, too many cooks in the kitchen. And Aries, you're going to get the most fortune with your part of Fortune Aries when you don't ask anyone for advice but yourself. You take advice from people that are not close to you, maybe people that are skilled in acting or people that are skilled in writing. You look it up, you do your own research, right? And then you do what feels right for you. With the part of Fortune in Aries, I was listening too much to what certain people around me were saying. They said I would not make money off this. They said that my channel would not be successful. They said I should have a backup plan. I just got to a pivotal moment in my life. I was tired. I said, you know what? Fuck this. And I moved to the right. And I said, I'm going to do it or die trying. I'm not going to have a backup plan because Will Smith says this. When you have a backup plan, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're not giving 100%. Think of it like Christopher Columbus. Terrible, terrible man, but it worked. He burned the boats. He said, you know what? We're going to conquer this land and you're not going to be able to come back or you're going to die here. When death is your other option, you're gonna swim. Like you're drowning, if you're drowning, you're gonna find a way to learn how to swim or you're gonna die. That's a very that's a very good, oh, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. That's a very good influencer, right, on you. It's yeah, that'll push you in the right direction. So the part of Fortune Aries, I told myself, you know what? This is my passion. This is my career. I believe I can make a difference. I believe that freedom is my birthright and that my purpose here is to help other people find their freedom. Therefore, I'm going to create my own Etsy shop. I'm going to create my own website. I'm going to create my own YouTube channel. I'm going to create different services. I'm going to offer birth chart readings because I'm so passionate about astrology and I feel like it can help. And I know that people are willing to pay for this service that I offer that is very valuable. And I also looked at tarot reading. I said, this is so intuitive. This is so spiritual. And this is also so knowledgeable. And this can change people's life. This can change their entire life by having this positive knowledge, by having this hope, by finding the answers. So I'm also going to pursue this as a service and I'm going to take care of myself through this and then also other things as well. But they're only going to be my passions. They're only going to be things I actually care about that come from my heart, that come from my soul. And when I did that, I started getting clients. I started getting clients at the wazoo. It started being natural for me to have birth chart readings, natural for me to do tarot readings, natural for me to do coaching, natural for me to do hedge writing lessons, right? Which is so crazy because all these things, I had everyone's idea that I wouldn't. But then when I went off by myself, part of Fortune Aries, you go off by yourself, you realize this is good. This is my heart. This is my soul. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to research. I'm going to find a way. If there's not a way, I'll make ruin. So the most success I've had in my life, I'm just going to say part of Fortune Aries, if you have this placement as well, start something. It doesn't have to be perfect and the time will never be right. Those are two excuses that I used to myself and other people around me I hear use. Well, I just need to research a little more. Well, I just need to get the right equipment. Well, I just need to wait for the kids to go to college. I need to wait till I have this amount of money. I need to have this backup. I need to have this saving. No. No. It's not perfect yet, or it's not the right time. It's never gonna be the right time to do anything in your life. I'll just tell you that it's never going to be the right time to ask that girl out, to ask that guy out, to go for the job, to go for the promotion, to start your own website, to create your own podcast. It will never be right. You make the time. You do it. And guess what? When you start it, it's going to look really rough. My first YouTube video, oh lordy, oh man. But guess what? You get better. You repeat, repetition, practice. You start to get excited about it. You start to make it an art. It starts to be fun. You start to research more because you're focused. Your focus is on it now. Your brain has no choice but to believe, but to focus. So after I started my first YouTube video in 2020, August, I believe, August 2020, I became better and better and better and better. And I started to look forward to it every week. And whenever I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I just need to go record, right? I love being in the spotlight now. And it was so crazy because I was so scared of it before I started. Now I adore it. And I'm like, in real life, I'm like, damn, I need to be in the spotlight. It's crazy. Aries likes to be the spotlight too. Aries is fire. And yeah, so start something. The most success I've had was when I created a website. I created a website in one day because I used my anger. You can use this too. Part of Fortune Aries, you have that fiery nature. You get a little heated, a little hot-headed sometimes. I like it. I admire it. You can transmute any energy spiritually, as well as scientifically. You can use anger, turn that into passion, turn that into your goals. Use anger to push you forward. You can also use love to push you forward. Well, I love my family. I want to create a good life for them. Therefore, I'm never going to give up because I want them to have a good life. You can use compassion. I have so much compassion for others, so I'm not going to give up because I know I can change the world. You can use any emotion except for maybe fear. I mean, honestly, you could use fear, but I wouldn't really go into it because it's a little low vibe. But you could use the fear of staying at the same place, eating the same food, hanging out with the same people to push you to where you need to be. Like, fuck that. I used anger one day to start my website because I couldn't depend on someone around me, and they weren't, like, my finances were just a mess, honestly. And I just got so angry with being there. I got so angry of not being in power. I got so angry of feeling out of control. I got so angry of feeling less than that I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to create my own website and I'm going to start coaching clients and I'm going to start to create my services. And we're doing this right here, right now. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how long it takes. And I use all that anger, all that passion, all that fuel to type it up. And I created my own website in one day. It was on Wix, W-I-X. It's called Rachel Riley Astrological Life Coaching, I believe. No, Rachel Riley. Oh, excuse me. I'm thinking about Will. I recently collaborated with Will Harrison. He's a wonderful person. You should check out his channel. I'll link it below. Really, really should. But anyway, it's Rachel Riley Multidimensional Coaching. And I started it and it was crazy. And like, I wasn't super into it, but I did it. And when you do stuff with your part of Fortune Aries, regardless of it's successful or not, regardless if it turns out how you want or better or less than, it creates confidence. It creates bravery. Anytime you have a new challenge, you're like, well, I create a whole website from scratch. You think this is going to deter me? Well, I'm new to this state. I'm new to this city. You think that's going to scare me? I had nothing before and I made it. Like, come on. So Aries part of Fortune, every time you start something new, you build new neural pathways. You get really in the moment, really mindful. You have new inspiration, new ideas, and it causes bravery and it causes fearlessness and it causes that confidence that will help you in the future. So that was a pivotal moment when I created my own website. Of course, when I did my YouTube channel, everything changed. I started to, my mental health got better. I became a teacher. I became passionate. I became better at tarot. Loved doing astrology, birth chart reading. Everything just kind of like flowed. And I got a lot of cool ideas. Then I created my own podcast because I had been waiting for other people. And with your part of Fortune Aries, before you're really embodying this, I've noticed in myself, I used to really like project what I wanted to do onto people. I'd be like, hey, friend, you have such a good voice. You would make such a good podcast host. And they probably would have made it, like, it could have been true. But honestly, it was what I wanted to do. And I'd be like, hey, friend, you're so funny. You really have great, you really like to make people laugh. You're such a jokester. You're such a trickster. You'd be a great actor. You'd be a great actress. That's what I wanted to do. I'm like, hey, you'd be great in the spotlight. You should have people recognition. No, that's what I wanted to do. So, part of Fortune Aries, you might project what you really want to do on other people until you start taking those steps, and then you're like, oh shit, oh, this is going really well. Wow, crazy. And sometimes you don't even like it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, but it's cool. It's all about experiment. So, creating my own website, creating my own podcast, beautiful, wonderful. Is so good to be able to just sit down and talk and have a cool conversation, get that Yeti mic. I'm going to get a new one soon, but I'm really embodying the Aries day. I'm like, you know what? I want to make a podcast. I don't care if I don't have the equipment. We're fucking going. Yeah, and also, let's see, what else? The website, the podcast. Oh, the Etsy shop. I created my own Etsy shop. I stopped assuming it was difficult. I stopped assuming all the things other people told me. I assumed I have a service to offer. This is part of my heart. This is part of my passion. This is part of my purpose. And I'm going to figure it out and get better along the way. And it's simple and it's easy. And I build up my YouTube channel. See, when you start something new, you take that confidence, you take that knowledge, and you apply it to the other new thing. And it just kind of flows. That's why if you notice around really successful people, if somebody is a CEO, if someone is a business entrepreneur, if somebody is an actress, actor, you'll often notice from these type of people, we call them really ambitious, but the thing is, they will be doing more than one thing. If somebody's an actress, they're also a singer, they're also a dancer, they also start a nonprofit, they're also involved in the community. If someone's a YouTuber, they're oftentimes they're not. They also have their own business. They also have an Etsy shop. They also do tarot readings. They also have a podcast because it's your mind. They are ambitious, they are talented, but it's also your mind. When your mind does something new, your mind does a little backflip. Oh my gosh, guys, we did it! Wow! Builds that confidence. So when versus someone else that's never done anything new or they're really scared and they won't act, it's gonna take them a little longer till they do that one thing. Then that spark hits. I did the YouTube channel. Wow, well, that wasn't that hard. Let me do the Etsy shop. Wow, that wasn't that hard. Ooh, the website, a little bit trickier, but ooh, I got it. Oh, well, let me just make a new service. Wow, that was like it. Your brain, it's just literally your brain muscle memory, right? So it's really important. Aries is part of fortune to do this. Yeah. Let's see what else. Ooh, another thing I did. I taught myself how to skateboard. Aries part of fortune. I kept thinking this would be so beautiful, this would be so much fun, and I watched other people for a long time. And I thought, well, they could do it, but I'm not a guy. Back in the day, I can't do it. I was making excuses. Then one day, my friend bought a skateboard for me, and I'm like, wow, the universe really hooked me up. Let me go ahead and learn how to do tricks. So that's how I learned. I observed, I watched a lot of YouTube videos of people just skating for fun, people skating through cities, people skating in beautiful places, people doing tricks. I looked on Instagram Reels, TikToks, and I was just obsessed with skateboarding. I really liked it. And then my sister, she had this little square. It's whenever you're moving, a dolly, but it was a square dolly and it was wooden and it had 2, 4, 6, it had 8 wheels. So what I did when I had a lot of anger, use that anger, Aries. So frustrated, I had to do something physical. Ooh, I'll get to that later. I got on that little piece of wood on the wheels and I pretended it was a skateboard. I didn't care. I was just moving back and forth, going up and down, listening to music. And that's when my friend shortly after bought me a real skateboard. And when I hopped on it, I had a really good balance. She's like, you told me you never skateboarded before. You're a liar. And I was like, I didn't. I've been practicing on a piece of wood. That's how it happens. That's how the law of assumption happens. You assume you're already a skateboarder. You assume you're already a writer. You assume you're already a YouTuber, and it just syncs up. So I got my balance down, and then I learned specific tricks. I learned how to flip it. I learned how to move from back to forth. I learned how to go with the speed, how to go up and down hills, how to stop, how to start, how to take off. I had an ex coach me how to take off, right? And I learned from watching him, being very patient, understanding, but also being in the moment. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna fall a couple times till I get it right. Experience is the best teacher. Pain is the best teacher, right? all with safety, right? Don't be too crazy, right, Aries? So that was something that really I wanted to do for a long time, and then I did it. It felt really good, and I'm getting a new skateboard soon. I'm excited. I was looking at skateboarding for Atlanta, going up and down the skateboards, how to actually mount on the top of a ramp. You have to learn how to go down. I believe it's called takeoff. I had to learn how to take off. So I was like, let me learn how to take off because I've been on ramps before, but I want to get on the very top and go down. And I want to do it right. I don't want to bust my ass. If I do, it's okay, but it'd be kind of cool to research a little. So this guy, I watched a skateboarding video this morning, and it really, that's how it works, guys. You just visualize and it happens. Part of fortune in Aries, it's really important for you if you have this part of fortune, physical activity. Physical activity. Oh man. Yeah, hold on. It's so popular. I'm just kidding. All right, part of fortune in Aries, physical activity, right? If you kind of focus on, I've noticed in my life whenever I haven't worked out at all, that's when the mental health kind of goes down. That's when I start getting irritable. That's when my anger kind of flares up. That's when I kind of get discouraged, right? So part of fortune in Aries, you don't have to get a gym membership. Literally, all you have to do is keep active. For me, it was skateboarding every day. When I lost my skateboard for a little bit amount of time, I would dance. I would dance for 30 minutes and hours. You're going to be functioning the best with your part of fortune in Aries, when you go after things, when you're assertive, when you're opinionated, when you tap into that masculine power, masculine energy. But also we like to be physical. Aries, we do like to get out there. We like new experiences, new people. We like unknown. We like to explore. We like to conquer. But we got to take care of our bodies. And that's something that was a struggle for me because I was trying to do it like everyone else. Don't do that. Don't do that part of fortune. Everyone's go to the gym, do this, blah, 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 blah. If you're not passionate about it, if it's not fun for you, part of fortune Aries, you're going to give up. It's not fun. You go where the fun's at. So for me, I really like skateboarding. That was my workout. That's how I felt good. I also really like dancing. Dance in my room for 30 minutes an hour. Bet. Great. Feel good. Got the endorphins going. Also helps your confidence. Helps with the serotonin, endorphins. Your day goes by better. Also, because hormonally, if you're moving more towards your period for women, you can actually kind of mess up your hormones if you work out too much that week. So instead, do yoga. I do yoga for about 20 minutes is the maximum, 30 if I'm really have a lot of free time. But the shortest amount of yoga I've done has been, I believe, 10 minutes. So just aim for 10 minutes a day, but it has to be something you like. It has to be something that's fun for you. You can even do calisthenics. I did calisthenics for a little bit, did a little headstand because I saw the Dolan twins doing it. I was like, that looks fun, let me do it. And if you're physically active, right, part of fortune Aries, if you're physically active, if you're going for the gold, if you're asserting yourself, if you're doing what your heart wants you to do, then that's when your fortune will come. So let's see, what else? Part of fortune in Aries, this is so cool. I love doing this. I've learned with the part of fortune in Aries, if you have this placement, you might have been a little bit, what do I want to say, flagged, censored growing up as a child or an adolescent. Whenever you express your opinion, you could have been told no. You could have been told your opinion is wrong. You could have been reprimanded for being very opinionated, right? So, in order to keep the harmony, you kept your opinions to yourself. You were a little bit anxious over the backlash. But when you grow up, it's the opposite. Part of fortune in Aries, if you look at celebrities, if you look at politicians with this, whenever they are opinionated and they convey their opinions and they don't just change it, well, you said that the sky is blue, so I'm going to just believe it. When you actually believe the sky is a rainbow and that our eyes change it based on we can only pick up the color blue, so it goes back and it's blue. If you change to be happy with the other person, you're doing yourself a disfavor. You're giving your power away. But part of fortune in Aries, when you're opinionated, I believe astrology can change your life. I believe tarot can change your life. I believe I can use the law of assumption and everything will flow to me. And you don't fold. You don't change based on whatever that person says. They say you're crazy. They say that's insane. But your opinion, you're like, no, this is right. This is correct. All with good intentions. You can still be civil. You can still be cordial. But hold on to your opinions. That's when you receive the most luck. That's when you attract towards you people that are also very opinionated, very steadfast in their beliefs. Think Sagittarius energy, think Jupiter energy, and people that admire that. And you're going to be seen more as a leader, seen more as an inspiration once you convey your opinions. And I had to learn this through trial and error. I had to learn this over the year of YouTube. Not everyone is going to like what I have to say. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Some people think that's insane. Some people leave really mean comments. But I also attract people that really do strongly believe in astrology, that believe we can make a difference in the world, that are so spiritual, that believe in Andromedans. And, just talk about whatever you're passionate about, Aries. Talk about things that are strange, things that are maybe taboo, things that are not accepted. As long as you believe it's true and you're following your heart, it will be received. You're going to receive some fortune, some recognition from it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be badass. So yeah, part of fortune in Aries. Another thing I did, I stopped depending. I haven't had a vehicle. I'm about to get a new vehicle. I've been in between it for a little bit. But the thing about this that I like, at first I just waited on people to give me rides. I'm like, Mom, Dad, when I stayed there, can you give me a ride? Sometimes, most of the time, they'd say no. Most of the time, they were busy. Oh, when I was with a friend, can you give me a ride? Most of the people, they see their power difference and they don't hop to it, right? Unless they're a really, really good friend, they really like you. And then yeah, I got a sister that helps me out all the time. With this part of fortune Aries, once you decide to wait for no one, I decided I'm tired of waiting. I'm gonna walk. So I would walk to the park that was 5 minutes from my house. I'd walk to the park that was 7 minutes from my house. I found little places. And then I would save up and I would lift. And then doing that with the part of fortune Aries, I don't wait for anyone. This is my life. I want to do this. I want to go to the park. I want to record. I want to do this podcast. I want to learn about myself. I want to meditate. I want to read tarot. I want to go relax, watch this movie. That's when my energy became very magnetic, and it'll be very magnetic for you, part of fortune Aries, whenever you start to go do your thing, when you don't wait for anyone. You don't wait for people to collaborate with you. You don't wait for people to hand things to you. You don't wait for people to give you a ride. You just say, hey, I want to go to the park. I'm going. Hey, I want to record this video. I'm recording. Hey, I want to collaborate with this YouTuber. Let me reach out. Hey, I want this acting role. I'm going to audition. It's so simple, part of fortune Aries. So simple. Whatever you want, go for it. And I know it can be a little challenging when you have feminine energy, when you are born a woman, because society trains and conditions us. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. You just let it be handed to you. Let a man do the work. Blah blah blah. Like, it's crazy. I could go on and on about it. I learned about all this in sociology, how they set up women for failure or being very dependent on men. And, we used to be their property. So some of that's still stuck in society. And that's how a lot of women fall into financial detriment when their husband dies, when they get a divorce, when they leave someone abusive, because they don't have these skills. They don't know how to do anything for themselves. But when you follow your part of fortune Aries and you say, you know what? I wait for no one. I'm the masculine I've been waiting for. I have masculine energy within me. Duh, every person does. Men have feminine energy within them. Women have masculine. We tap in these every day, subconsciously or consciously. You have to have masculine energy to pull yourself out of bed and start the day. You have to have the feminine energy to relax and drink your tea and slowly drift off, right? Like the feminine energy to create. Oh, I want to do part of fortune Aries. That's a good idea. Masculine energy. Let me press play. Let me upload this on Anchor. Let me promote this. Let me put this on YouTube. Let me get all the details done, right? So part of fortune Aries, the more you nurture that masculine energy, and it's healthy, right? The healthy masculine, the masculine that is a leader, the masculine that is the protector, the masculine that is assertive, the masculine who is ambitious, who's a go-getter, who has that fire, who is passionate, who stands up for himself, who stands up for others, who's a protector. Once you embody all this, you're going to get your energy will be very magnetic because it makes people feel safe. You become a leader and you're just an inspiration. And one of the best managers I've ever had in my entire life, guys, she was a woman, and I used to have problems with that, but she was the best leader. And I kind of observed her and I was like, what makes Danielle such a great manager? It was her balance. She was a Pisces, right? She had a lot of feminine energy. But she also led. She would walk in, give us our pamphlets, give us a pep talk at this school, and she would say, you know what? This is what we need to do as a team. We need to do this better, and we need to follow these protocols for this the thing that should not be named. We need to follow these protocols because it's important. We need to do that. And she would look directly in our eyes, and she would hold herself very strong, very assertive. But she also said, my door is always open to you. If there's anything going on, please call or text me. I'll get a replacement for you. I don't want you to speed here. I don't want you to come here if you're sick, right? And she did. She was not a bullshitter. She practiced what she preached. She would cover people's shift. And she was the director, man. She would work beside us. A great leader works beside, but the great leader also keeps that position of, I'm not your friend, I'm your leader, I'm your boss. But there is that channel of human compassion, of empathy. So one of the best managers I've had of all time had a very good balance: feminine, compassion, empathy. My door's always open. I'll help you out with your shift. Let's put our heads together. Let's love others. Let's have a good day. But also, we need to follow this protocol. This is very important. These are the rules, and you will be reprimanded if you break the rules. We can't have this. You need to turn your phone off, right? But she had that balance. So with part of fortune and Aries, you're going to have that balance in your life, and you're going to have the most success when you look at the business mindset, when you're masculine, when you assert yourself in the world, when you say, I deserve this, and you walk and you talk and you hold yourself that way, and you're selfish, but you also have that empathy, that compassion. Aries have big hearts. All fire signs do. And you talk with your heart, you lead with your heart, and you stand by your beliefs. You say, no, I believe this. This is true, and no one's going to sway my opinion on this because it's my set of beliefs. And if at any time I need to kind of change my set of beliefs and reiterate it, I will. I'm self-aware, I'm intelligent, but this is what my passion is, this is my purpose, and I'm going for it. Super amazing. So let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about. Like, I think we've touched it on how my life transformed, how I got that collaboration, how I got that leadership interview, how I got the part in audition. Ooh, I did talk about that already, right? I believe I did. Yeah, because with the part of fortune and Aries, I just acted like an actress. I learned everything I could about before I got the part. I just told myself, I'm an actress. I watched this YouTuber, and it's on Actors Access, and he started out in Ohio. He didn't have any roles, really. He moved to Atlanta, and he started getting auditions like crazy, and he shows you how to get in a movie without headshots, without an agent. And he shows you how to set up your audition, basically from nothing to something, because I really like how people how people teach that way, because it's available for anyone at any walk of life. I really make that intention to do that in my videos as well. But yeah, so he in his Actors Access career, he showed you, hey, you can become an actor, an actress in a movie, in a film, in a commercial by doing these steps. Listen to these steps. Learn the terms that are used on set. Learn what eye level means. Learn how to give a badass audition. Learn how to you say your lines right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up, and it imprints on your subconscious mind. You can review with the reader. You could do it on Zoom if you don't have anyone in person. Do it while you're walking around, because then you'll know your lines while you're walking. It'll imprint even harder. And it just everything, right? I learned about everything in January, February, March, and I kept telling myself, yeah, I'm an actress. Yeah, I'm an actress. I act every day. Like, this is who I am. And then I got the part because I took action. I auditioned for it. I didn't wait till I had the right equipment. I didn't wait till I was already in some type of show. I said, you know what? Holy heck, this is the perfect role for me. I can tap into my background. This seems like the perfect role for me. Everything was perfect about it. I don't want to give too much away, but it had to do with my sexual orientation. It also had to do with my age, how I looked, and also the background that character was in. Really strongly went with the background I grew up in. So I was like, I don't even have to act. Aries, you have that cockiness, right? But also I took that action. I used everything I learned from that Actors Access, everything I'd prepared for this moment to kill the audition. And I assumed it was already mine. So with a part of fortune Aries, and I had to submit the audition. I couldn't, I gotta wait. No, I just did it. I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's fine. I'm gonna do it. It's already mine. Like, it's a sign. And it happened. So know that with Aries. Go for the gold, dude. Go for it. Even when the time's not right. Even when you don't have the equipment. Take that action. Don't wait for anyone in life, and you're going to get the most fortune, the most love, the most abundance, the most fulfillment, the most joy. Your life is going to start to feel alive, shining, and new. So thank you guys so much for joining this podcast episode 13. Let me know, is your part of fortune an Aries? What have you done? How have you transformed your life by acting more like an Aries, embodying these characteristics? Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm open for birth chart readings. I'm open for tarot readings. I also offer coaching on the law of assumption and hedge ride classes. So hit up my Etsy shop if you want. If not, I'll see you later on the next podcast. Bye, guys.